What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Controversation. I'm your host, Oscar, and today I have CJ Renegade back and Jeremy. What is your wrestling name, actually?
Jgrimm.
Jgrimm. So we have him on the podcast. And so some people have seen episodes of CJ Renegade, but who is CJ or who is, man, I forgot your name again.
Jay Grimm.
Jgrimm, sorry.
Okay,
Like,
so
tell us a little bit about yourself.
you,
How can
you
people
want
find
me
you?
or my character?
Everything of you, your character. Like,
Okay,
let's
so
tell us, let's learn a little bit about you, and then how you came up with your character. How long have you been wrestling?
I don't wrestle.
Okay,
Uh, I'm more of a backstage kind of guy,
okay,
an authority figure type of thing. I to consider myself the modern day, better looking Paul Heyman
okay.
type of thing. Paul Heyman's the goat though.
Yeah.
Agreed.
No, so Jeremy is a man of many different. I dabble in so many different things. I am a vocalist, a metal vocalist. Um, I mainly do covers. I do want to start doing original music, but it's hard to start bands, especially where I'm at, because everybody uses the same guitarists, the same drummers. So it's hard to start a band over there. I also am a music promoter. I was a music promoter before I started dabbling into the wrestling thing. Um, and then I've done all kinds of other stuff. I used to play sports. Um, I still umpire here and there when needed, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But Jeremy is a very complicated guy to figure out. So complicated, I don't even know what I'm doing half the time. I'm so busy all the time. I bar back on my free time. I Uber on my free time.
Okay.
I let's see. I do music.
How'd you meet?
Karaoke
How'd you
a
meet
lot.
CJ?
Okay, I met CJ through my friend Jesse, who we will probably be talking about him a lot today in this episode. Um, I met him through my buddy Jesse. He was doing the all content stuff that was in the parking lot, and before we got legit, or
Yeah.
kind of trying to get legit at least. The way I got in was Jesse was going through a lot at the time, and he needed someone to help him, like run the show pretty much. He knew I knew venues and stuff we could do it at. Me being a music promoter, I have a lot of pull at venues and stuff. You can ask him. He actually remember y'all's first match, you and Jake Sam at Exodus.
Exodus, yeah.
I got him that venue. It was a WrestleMania watch party thing, but I have a lot of connections in different areas. Like I have a lot of venue connections. I have a lot of music connections. I have a lot of sports connections. It's like insane to me.
Yeah.
The people I've met in my life already, it's like insane.
So how did
I
you get
travel
into
a
that?
lot.
Like, what was like the first your introduction to it? How did you become a promoter? How
It
did
this sounds weird, but it's not hard to be a promoter,
okay?
especially on Corpus. You just got to know the right people. Um, I'm a big supporter of local music, and I don't go as much as I used to. I'm just busy with other stuff now. The bands understand that, well, most of them at least. Um, but I'm a huge supporter on I support you, you support me type, and I think that's what's gotten me so many other connections. Um,
So what was your first gig? Like, how did that even come about? Like, where let's say you're working your traditional job, and then you just one day like go into shows, and you're like, you know what, I can do this. I can be a promoter, or it just kind of happened,
it
where you
kind of just
just
happened.
like you started promoting one thing, and then
It's
before
kind
you
of
know
like
it,
it's
you're a
kind of
promoter.
like what happened with Ace. It kind of just happened. Um, I remember I was booked. I was in a cover band at the time under my stage name because we never came up with a band name, so we just used my actual stage name, which
Yeah.
was J Screams.
Okay.
Um, and they booked me for a show in Kingsville at Texas Jams. I ended up meeting the owner. He was really nice. I got really good. Started supporting him, so I ended up getting that venue free. So I
Okay.
started running shows there. I started running successful shows, and then that's when it turned into, hey, run a show here in Corpus, run here, run there, and um, it's very tiring because as a promoter, you have to make the flyer, book the bands, pay the bands, promote the bands. Ugh, I'm getting tired just talking about it. Um, it's a lot. It's fun. You meet a lot of cool people. And then that's when I started dabbling. I've always been a wrestling fan, um, and that's when I've known Jesse for GCW After Dark. What was the first one? That was like almost 10 years ago. I've known him that
Oh
long.
wow.
Jesus Christ.
So has Jesse? I don't know Jesse. So shout out to Jesse.
Yeah.
Um, so who is he in the? I'm assuming the wrestling world. He's somebody that's
He's
been
the
in it for a
owner of
while.
the former company known as All Content Entertainment.
Oh
The
okay. Okay.
original. I don't care how many people get mad that I say that.
Yeah.
He is the original owner of All Content Entertainment.
Mm,
I don't consider myself an owner. I consider myself a co-founder, strictly because I helped him find the venues. I helped him book the shows, set the ticket prices. I helped him buy a lot of the stuff. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, I don't care if y'all like it or not. I have helped that man with a lot of stuff. I don't take any credit for it.
yeah.
That's not what I'm there for. Um, I just know that it was his dream to start a promotion, and I wanted to help him with that.
So when did CJ get in y'all's radar? Cause I've known
He
him for a
was
long time.
actually in the radar before I was.
Okay.
I think a little bit after is when I joined because Jesse needed to take a break. Um, he's actually on a hiatus right now as well. I'm
Okay.
kind of running the ship by myself.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. But and then that's when I met him. I met JXM, a former content creator of ours. Fuck your dad, by the way. I don't care if you like that or not. Um, we'll get into that story later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ended up meeting him. I ended up booking him for another show outside of All Content. Before it was All Content, it was still Thabos Adventures at the time.
Yeah.
Um,
I remember when you were
'Cause he
having
was
some beef with him, right?
Yeah.
yeah, he also was a rapper. Well, he's still a rapper, but so I was booking a hip hop show. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know if this guy's good or not. I hadn't seen any of your stuff yet, so I'm like, let's give him a shot. So
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Come down here, come promote the show, and let's see what happens.
So this was still in the music industry. So you kind of met
Yes.
through the music industry,
Kind
not the
of.
wrestling.
Kind of.
Okay.
It's like a mix.
It was a mix of both.
Okay. Because I know you were doing both. You were doing the all content when you had your belts and all that, and you were still going doing shows for your rapping career. Um, so how's it going for you right now? Because I've seen a lot of videos on you. Like I've kind of been seeing your career, I guess,
Yeah.
and seeing your progression, and it's pretty cool seeing how you started like doing skits like on parking lots and kind of not really arenas, and now you're kind of doing like shows, like big shows where there's quite a bit of crowd. There's actually a cage or what would you
ring.
call it? A ring. There you go. Sorry. Uh,
A cage.
so
Don't tempt me. That sounds fun.
so that's kind of cool. And then seeing you also do, I know on one of the clips you did like I think a wrestling move from like one of the original. I wasn't really a wrestling
Swanton
fan.
bomb. Talking
Yeah,
about
where he like
Swanton
grabs
bomb?
the rope and kind of does like the finger from your back and you grab the
Oh,
rope
you're
and
talking
you.
about talking about your flip off the top rope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The
Well, the flip off is up too, but when you're laying down on your back and you grab the rope and you kind of
oh
like
the
fling
kip
yourself.
the kip
Oh,
up,
the kip up.
Yeah,
Kip
yeah.
up.
So that's pretty cool, you know.
Yeah, that was a tough one to do. Honestly,
Yeah.
I did out the
Especially for a boy's size.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. For a bigger guy, it's tough to do.
Yo, my fat ass can't even do a kip up.
Yeah, so that's pretty impressive, you know.
Yeah.
So let us know about how your career's going.
So far, it's going pretty good. It was kind of after the all content thing, it kind of like diminished, like not so much, but I'm glad that my trainer Lowrider was able to get me shows and other places out in the state. Um, yeah, so far it's been on a slow rise. Like it hasn't been like an immediate jump, but
Yeah.
each show it's like a slow, steady pace. So I'm glad I'm not skyrocketing up, but I'm also glad it's not like diminishing. It's a slow rise.
Yeah.
So like I said, I was doing skits for a good while, and then eventually it led up to being in the ring, getting training, getting better, getting more shows outside of just Corpus or here. So overall, it's been definitely an experience. And now after last year, I went from again just getting training, now getting booked constantly, like all month long. I got 4 shows
Oh wow.
this month alone.
Okay,
So
cool.
it
So-
has been great.
So what's the goals for this year? Like that last year, like what are your goals and ambitions to achieve this year? Like at the end of the in December, what would you want to achieve?
Like I want to start doing out of state shows. 'Cause
Okay.
I did my first one back in October, and that was fantastic.
Where'd you go?
I went to California
Oh
for
wow,
SoCal Pro Wrestling.
that's cool.
I was in a Rumble, and that one was fun. Meeting new faces.
Yeah,
That crowd there, I love it out there. I want to go back out there.
The ring looked dope too. I
Yeah,
saw the ring.
yeah.
The ring
yeah.
looked good.
And are you getting paid for this, or is it all just
That
kind
one,
of
I
no,
think they
volunteering?
paid for his flight and room, right?
no. I stayed over there with a friend of mine.
Well, yeah,
So,
I
okay.
know they paid for your flight though, right?
Yeah,
That's still cool, man, because now you're getting exposure. You know, like if they're willing to pay for your flight, that's a big thing. Like, I think,
There's a lot of promoters that won't do that.
yeah.
yeah, you gotta figure it out on your own.
What they'll
So,
do is they'll pay your fee, your booking fee, and then from that, when they pay you, you have to use that money to book
Yeah.
all your own stuff.
that's cool.
So the next thing is to travel more instead of just California. I go to Florida, Arizona, Nebraska, New York, like anywhere that's out of Texas. I want to try and do.
So you make it to New York. The New York indie scene is no joke. The New York indie wrestling scene is insane.
See, I'm like so ignorant about all this
Yeah.
stuff, so I'm just kind of
So
like,
if you ever
right.
make it to New York, I'm going with you on that one because I haven't visited New York. I travel a lot too.
yeah,
I went there one time for a vacation, but never like for wrestling. It was just
I never saw Spider Man. That's a lie.
whatever.
I'm kidding. I haven't even gone over there yet. He better be fucking fighting crime when I get over there.
But that is to do one of the goals is to travel out of state again, but also to win the first championship outside of my own promotion, not the one I carry around. Like actually win a title,
yeah.
maybe whatever.
So how does that all work out? Like, how does that get created? As a like, for example, I'm very ignorant on this subject. So how does that? How do people find you, and how do they like, hey, I want to set you up with this fight? Since it's wrestling,
Just
how
gotta
does
know
that
how to
create?
promote yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
So just a lot of content all over
I won't get into
Facebook
that detail because I can talk about that for hours. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And there are certain people here that don't promote themselves and expect to still be booked and paid. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not the way it works.
yeah.
Because to me, if you don't promote yourself and don't believe in the shit you're doing, why should somebody else?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
And people don't understand.
And that's for everything, right?
That's
music.
that's not just the
and-
wrestling
yeah.
industry. That's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just kind of crazy that the people you deal with in the business that they expect to get everything handed to them when they haven't trained a day in their life, and then it sucks because back then I was the same way. Like I was trying to get bookings even though I don't. I'm
Well,
not,
you were trying to get noticed. I remember with like your videos, I remember you were like, hey, because at one point you were like kicked out of the scene, right? Because of a skit you did or something beef that
Yeah,
something
something happened.
happened. You were trying to actually go into like the gyms and going to be able to train, but you were like trying to get your foot in the door, and you're like, man, how do I do it?
I was so ignorant at the time. Now I'm starting to see where the phrase is like pay your dues or
Yeah.
your training, and now I'm starting to now back then I could tell myself. I wish I could say it to my former self, like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Go get the training before you make yourself look even more stupid.
So for somebody that's wanting to get into this industry, what would you be your advice for them to get their feet in the door with the proper training, with a proper trainer?
I would say find anywhere that's doing a school or a session or a seminar, go straight for it. Because if they see that you're going out there out of your way to get that training or to get that knowledge, they see that you're serious about it. So now I go to Houston any other
Yeah,
any
you're
other day in
coming over here
Houston
for a while,
to
yeah.
go train over there. And ever since then, I've been getting bookings and more shows outside of just Corpus. The first time I went out there for the first few months, my first show was at Houston, my first official match, and I did great. I lost, but hey, it works like that.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, I would continue going to training. I get bookings and more knowledge and more advice I can get on the way. It's just it was definitely worth the drive to get training.
Yeah. So this ender for like I said, for me, I knew wrestling is kind of like a skit in a way. So how does that work
It's an
whenever?
act.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
act. So how do you know in the acting, for like the level they are at? How do you know who wins? Is it
It's
preset?
predetermined.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the thing I'm gonna say. I'll also add on to what he said about advice. Everything he said is correct. I will add on to don't be scared to get not really hurt, but take bumps and bruises because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're not gonna know how to properly hit the floor.
Right. When
The
you
first
first
thing
do
you're
it.
gonna have to learn is how to take a proper bump. So a back bump, When I was doing it, I used to hit my freaking neck. You're not supposed to do that. That will
Yeah.
no.
It could
That will
paralyze you, right?
that
Yeah.
can literally paralyze you.
Yeah.
Learn how to take a proper bump first. Get right gear. I agree with all that. Another thing is don't be scared. Don't hesitate. Like if you really want to do it, then do it. Because if you hesitate and they see that, they won't take you
Kind of
seriously.
like the jumps, like when you're jumping off the ropes
Well,
and
not just
yeah.
that. Like if you want to wrestle, then just
Like,
wrestle.
don't half-ass it,
Yeah, because if they will see that and they will not take you seriously.
or like no cutting corners, no
Or
shortcuts.
or if anything, they will hit you for real because they're like,
Yeah.
okay, you want to half-ass it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
How
For real.
important is a costume or
The
your
gear,
Very
gear?
very important.
Well, no, your look. I don't
It-
say so much, but your look, like who your
Your look
character
is
is.
80% of the story.
Hmm.
Your look is 75 to 80% of the story.
And it could change over time, or
Yeah,
as you
you change your
evolve.
gimmick, well, you better change your character.
Hmm.
Like he's the hated one, so
So you're like Lord Voldemort. You're the one that
obviously
should not be spoken.
obviously if you have a nickname like the hated one, you're not gonna be a good guy. You're
Yeah,
gonna be a
yeah, a
heel.
villain. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be the villain of the story. So, okay, one of my favorite villains of all time is Darth Vader.
Okay.
Actually, he's my favorite. My second is Joker. And one thing I haven't told you yet, and I'll tell you now, is I do agree that if they want it, they want it. So Loco, that's the company he's been working with.
Okay.
They're the ones that are training him.
Yeah.
Guy named Pedro Ortega. He goes by Lowrider.
Okay.
Shout out to you, by the way. He believes in him. He's the one that's been training him. One thing he tells CJ is you have to play your character better. I do agree with that in a sense, because they want to push him to be a monster, like a monster character,
Yeah.
kind of like a Kane or maybe
Okay.
not a Kane or Undertaker, but like a kind of like a Mark Henry, just a big, powerful brute,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah. Like a
That's what they
barbarian.
want. Yeah, and that's what they want to build him to be. And but he can't be a brute because you do like top rope moves. Those big boys don't do all that shit.
yeah, they
So
do. So
it'll be
it's-
different.
So
but
he's just a more athletic.
yeah, he's just a more athletic version.
Yeah.
No offense to them, but
Yeah.
I mean that's not what they were supposed to be doing. Big
Yeah.
boys shouldn't be doing that shit anyway.
Yeah. So like Brock Lesnar was pretty athletic, right?
Oh, he's still athletic. I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
yeah.
I wouldn't.
He's
fuck
a-
with,
he's-
I,
he's a
I
freak
would,
of nature.
That
What do you
is
mean?
one.
Is he
that
still
is one
wrestling,
white
or-
boy I would not mess with. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
I think right now he's on a little hiatus. He's not doing anything at the moment. I haven't kept up with him. He's not really. He's not really a social
He's
guy.
dealing with
so-
those allegations still.
Okay.
So
So yeah, he's kind of been under the radar for a while.
Yeah,
Right?
the last time I saw him was when he was fighting in the UFC. So then, that's actually
That
the only
was
time I ever saw him.
that boy's a beast, man.
Yeah.
That boy's a beast. No. I would say that they're pushing his character right now, and they actually just made me his manager. I wasn't my idea. That was Lowrider's idea again.
Okay.
So it's funny. I had just converted my character into being a good guy. Like literally, like 3 weeks before this happened. 3 weeks or a month before.
'Cause
I just killed. I used to play a masked character, and he was
Okay.
Jgrimm, which was
Yeah.
he was this masked character.
Like a.
I had a Bible with me, and I played with blood. Like
Okay.
I would use. I was pretty much like, what that character was supposed to be for Ace was like a false prophet. Like I'm acting like I'm a Bible thumper, but I'm on the dark side.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is
So
I'm
you're
giving you
a
Bible
wolf in
verse,
sheep clothing.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And what that character was gonna be was a super fucked up character. So like what I would do is I would give you a Bible verse and just completely twist the words around. And I've been a devoted Christian my whole life. So that story was gonna be
Yeah, it's gonna mess with
insane.
your head. Yeah.
Well, not me, but like it was gonna mess with actual
Yeah, yeah.
people's heads. Like I showed one of my Christian friends one of my skits. He was just like, "I'm kind of scared of you now." I'm like, "That's the point, though."
Yeah.
And like,
So what made you switch it?
okay, so before Ace went down under, we were. I guess y'all gonna find some breaking news out right now because this wasn't supposed to happen
Yeah.
until the new company. But anyways, we're supposed to have a show called Violent Night,
Okay.
Part 2, on December 21st. I killed my villain character off because I was turning into a face, which is a good guy, and the story with that was gonna be everyone in the faction I was gonna be in, our former Mayhem members, which was that horror faction I was in. all of us are former Mayhem members. We're all scared, or not scared. We're all tired of the leader shit, pretty much, and we're gonna pretty much take them down by any means necessary. So the story was they had just kicked the main leader out of his own faction, but we were still gonna target him because he's the one that started it,
Yeah.
and then take out the faction after that. Um, so my character was basically gonna be everything my other character was, but the complete opposite.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna be. I was actually gonna do another skit. So I did one skit where I actually killed my own character off. I did like a whole 5 minute skit. I was in a slaughterhouse. I like talk shit to my personal self.
Yeah.
I even mentioned my ex's name. Like I got super personal with it.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you see him dead on my bathroom floor, and you just see blood splattered.
Mm.
And then that was gonna lead into another skit, to where it's gonna be the faction I was gonna be a part of, and then at the end, there's a note, and I read it, and there's a date, and that was gonna be the Violent Night date. Then right after that, I was gonna get excommunicated from Mayhem officially, and that's when my new character kicks in. And now he's officially dead. And I was gonna bring in this new Jgrimm character that was gonna be. I actually considered changing his name, but I couldn't come up with anything.
Yeah.
But basically, it was gonna be a story about good versus evil, a true good versus evil story, and how I redeemed myself. That was gonna be my new nickname.
Okay.
The Redeemed
That's pretty good.
Jgrimm, because I
Yeah.
redeemed myself. I'm out of the dark. I'm into the light now.
So is all this scrapped or is it still in
no,
progress?
well, Ace
or-
is no longer a company.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But then I started going to his shows more to try to support him and some of the other guys. And that's when Pedro, aka Lowrider, told him, he's like, hey, I want you to be his manager.
And promote him and get him.
Yeah,
shows
and
booked
like, cause I'm good at cutting promos.
Yeah.
I can cut a good promo, so can he. So you're just like, imagine both of y'all together, like y'all would
Yeah.
piss people off. Cause I'm a good shit talker.
Yeah.
Like I will get personal. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care what y'all have to say either. There's this character in Ace that pretty much took everything I was gonna do. It's cool. I was cool with it because I couldn't really do my character too much. I was too busy doing backstage stuff like running sound or just helping run the show. Period.
Yeah.
But no, I was gonna. Eventually, that character was actually. I was gonna invite one of my chick friends to one of the shows when I was still my dark character, and I was gonna slap her as part of the skit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was gonna slap her, and I was gonna start a whole storyline.
Yeah. Yeah.
But none of that went through,
Ever.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But with this thing we're doing now, I kind of still want to do that, but later on, not right now. We're focused on his stuff. But let's just say that it's dangerous making me a heel manager for him because
You have all
I'm
kinds
not
of
gonna
ideas.
hold back on what I'm gonna say. That's for, I
Yeah.
already made one guy fucking back out of one of his matches.
Really?
Yeah, he's a 20-year vet. That was the hilarious part. I'm like,
Aren't you supposed to like know that this is an act? Like, so you're kind of like
He
the
took it
McGregor of the.
pretty much. I'm like,
Like I'm already dangerous already. Now I'm gonna do promos. Now I got another guy doing promos too. I mean,
So who does all y'all's footage and like, do y'all shoot it yourselves? Do you have somebody
Yeah.
that shoots it for y'all and then kind of?
my roommate helps me shoot off my phone because my phone shoots in 8K, so
Yeah.
I have a pretty good camera.
Yeah.
same thing with me. I film myself, and we had our like basically we both can do or are the jack of all trades. We can do everything ourselves.
So
Yeah.
we edit it ourselves too. We
That's
don't
pretty
have
cool.
an editor.
And do
Yeah.
our pictures.
Wow.
Like, we do everything ourselves.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And that's why I kind of mentioned that I'm like, I'm sure he's gonna watch this. You know who?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mention his name. I mean, you can. I don't care. But he's not worth it saying the name on here.
No.
Not gonna give him that exposure.
Yeah.
But I know he's our number one fan, so I will say.
Well,
You
aren't
can't
haters
expect-
usually your number one fans?
Yeah, might as well
You
be.
can't expect to make money if you don't promote and believe your own shit first. That's all I'm gonna say.
Not everything handed to you just because you made history.
I mean, I'm
whatever,
pretty
but-
sure when you started your podcast, you had to believe in your podcast first.
Oh yeah, for sure. And
That's the way it works
yeah.
on everything.
Believe in podcasts also, like, just do it for fun. Like, don't do it for money. Don't do it for, just do it because you
Eventually,
enjoy
are gonna
it.
make money.
Yeah, yeah.
Eventually.
Just do it because you enjoy it, and then eventually It's what I really like too about podcasting is the people that you meet. Like for example, I've known CJ for a long time, but I've never met you until today. So getting to know people's story, getting to know their like background, how they view the world is fascinating for me. So I love learning. So like especially when I meet other people like from different cultures, different religions, different, it's fascinating. So I like to learn like why do you think the way you do? Like for example, you're kind of like becoming actors in a sense, right?
I'm a hell of an
W-
actor. I know how to act too.
So what I'm saying is, if you everybody views actors like oh they're awesome, but if you saw them doing their craft, you were like these people are weird, because once you see the movie, the finished product, it looks amazing. But prior to that, the
It looks
green
weird.
screen,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
like the
yeah.
green screen, you're supposed to be acting like there's a monster chasing you, but there's nothing.
Yeah.
So if you,
And they're not even really running.
yeah,
They're
you're
just acting like it.
right. Or sometimes you could be running, but you're like
You're not running
not
as
really
fast as it
as
says
it
you are.
seems. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So then you kind of I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Solution of Smog, The Hobbit. You know, well if you ever see the backstage
all mainstream.
of yeah of what's his name Cumberbatch doing that scene, like where he's like crawling on the ground, like doing the voice, doing it is like if he was doing that like in public, people are like, dude, what's this weirdo doing? Like, is he crazy? Like, why is he? But whenever he goes to turn into that character, it's like you have to fulfill that character like to the fullest. Like you lose yourself and become a different person. You have to like learn how to do that and balance yourself and not lose yourself either.
That's another thing I want to mention. So now that I'm your manager, we're playing your character 24/7. So like let's say
So
that
CJ has
so
died.
well no so like let's say we pull up to the show. As soon as we
Oh,
pull up the show,
right.
we're in character.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Even when the show's over, we stay in character until the entire crowd's done.
yeah,
Leave and then we don't have to play our character.
yeah,
Because I really want us to embrace this
yeah.
heel shit. I'm telling you.
And the more you do it, the better you become, right?
Well, so there was the last show we did, it was SWF, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I made a kid cry there.
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
Uh,
How old of a
He
kid?
was, I would say, like maybe 7 or 8.
Okay.
So he brings his multimedia championship out, and I carry it for him.
Yeah.
So when we came out, this kid like really likes his title.
Yeah.
And like me, I'm a nice guy in real life, but I'm like, how can I use this against him? I'm playing a heel, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I went, I'm like, you want to touch it? You want to touch it? Yeah, yeah. I let him get so close to it. Get the fuck away from the title. You don't deserve this shit. And then I talked shit to the dad, and he started laughing, or he started crying, the kid. I was just like, yeah, see that? I want. That's the heat I want right there. And then
I think you did that too at a
I did at Loco too.
logo, yeah.
Yeah, I said they should have swallowed that kid at Loco. I'm like, you should have swallowed him. He's ugly. And I just kept walking. I'm like, but that's my job.
That's your character. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I'm supposed to piss these people
Yeah.
off.
So it's kind of like a comedian where you're supposed to like
Heckle.
dig at. Yeah.
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 And see, it's funny because my face character was gonna be the comedian of the group, and I never got to do it. I'm kind
So you're kind of doing it. You're
I'm
kind
kind
of
of
doing
still
it.
doing it, but as a
Yeah.
heel.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that this pairing is gonna be interesting. I think Lowrider made the right call in getting you a manager, especially one that can cut promos.
I would think so too.
Because a lot of managers, well, I mean, not all of them, but like Nasty Cool can make some good fucking promos.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But like the best wrestlers have managers that can talk to.
So right now, who's at the top of the mountain
As
that
far
you
as
would
what?
say of wrestling, or that's like
Indies
the
or like the
I don't know,
like
whichever.
WWE type stuff.
Y'all, like for y'all.
There's a lot to go by, honestly. 'cause
There's a lot, yeah. 'Cause
Really?
there's so many companies. One guy I'm gonna say because I'm
How
super
how many
biased.
companies are there? Just curious.
There's over 500 just in
Really?
Texas.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh
I
wow.
mean, maybe not in Texas, but I might be exaggerating that number.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's at least over 100 in
Oh, wow.
Texas, at least.
I didn't think there was that many. Like I would have assumed that it was like.
You have to understand,
10
like pro
or-
wrestling right
you know.
now is at its peak. I would think it right now is at its peak because
Yeah.
after the pandemic era, WWE was like stagnant.
We're not gonna. That's where they got the idea from, was because WWE could easily say, okay, we're gonna take time off.
And WWE is like the official, like the
That's-
big what
that's
comes
the
on
big-
TV.
that's the big dog,
That's
yeah.
that's professional,
So
correct?
as the NFL, the NBA, they all stopped.
Yeah,
WWE kept doing it.
because they were doing it at the PC or the
They were doing
Performance
it
Center.
where they train their guys. So I'm
yeah.
like, you know
Oh,
what?
okay. So they were like at a bubble, kind of like the NFL.
Yeah,
like
same
the-
thing. But they're like, but we're still gonna run shows, just without a crowd.
That's what sucks because the pandemic was at its worst and people had to stay home.
I meant
And
NBA, sorry, not NFL.
yeah,
NBA bubble.
but
NFL kind of did the same thing.
Yeah.
They're a little different.
But I think the basketball was
And then
first, right?
baseball did it too.
Yeah.
MLB did it too, like that.
Yeah.
They only played in like 6 stadiums. That was it.
I think they
I
put.
thought that was kind of weird.
I think what's crazy is I think they put standouts too or cutouts of people.
Yeah, they did cutouts of people.
Oh, NBA did that too, right?
And then,
But there was like empty
WWE
crowd.
did the same thing, except they had their NXT stars as the crowd.
Oh, okay.
Or even they did the screens.
Yeah,
like,
they would do screens.
That's
like
crazy
it-
that that's been 5 years since that, right?
Mhm.
Like, man, when you're going through it, you're like, dude, this is gonna be the new world, the new
But
normal.
I felt like that's when wrestling peaked.
because that's when the storylines got better. The wrestlers themselves got better. They changed certain things.
You think it's because they got to rest a little bit? Like they weren't like they got maybe a couple months of like chilling out.
I think it was more of the fact that at
Yes.
that time Vince was still in charge of WWE. So I think
Once he stepped
he
down,
saw that. He saw like, yo, like we're the only thing on TV now. There's no more football, no more basketball, no more baseball, no hockey, no soccer. Everything's
Yeah.
shut down.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what can I do? He took advantage of it. But the
That's
thing
smart.
was his product was stale at the time.
it's been stale since.
And
probably-
then that's when I think he allowed Triple H to take over creative, I believe. Like fully. And then now Triple H is actually in charge of WWE.
It has to be tough though, right? Because you have to create new stories every single year or
And-
every single like you're
But see,
doing,
the thing is, Triple H is good at listening to the fans.
And that's the thing, yeah. Triple H actually elevated WWE like for the past 2 years, I would say so, or never been that, probably 3. Like
WWE's killing it right now. It's not
they've
even
gone
close.
insanely popular. The Bloodline story, the Cody Rhodes coming up, like every single
Yeah.
thing they've
Cody
done.
Rhodes is getting kind of stale already.
Man, that's just.
Is there any new people there? Because I know like all these people you talk, they're kind of been like the old OGs, the originals. Is there any like new up and comers that are like popping up in the
That would
wrestling
be
world?
NXT.
NXT guys?
NXT is their developmental brand. I really don't consider it that. I just consider it their third show. But because
'Cause
NXT, honestly, they're killing it right now too.
Because you got someone like Maddie Wachowski.
Maddie Rankowski's from San Antonio, and she's
really?
with WWE now under
Oh,
a
wow.
new name, Ren Sinclair.
Did you ever
I don't
get
like the
to
name, but
interact with her or
no,
no?
she's a sweetheart. I have her autograph in my house.
Okay.
I have
we
I
saw
have a
her-
video of her. She made a video for All Content one time. Actually,
We saw
That's
her
cool.
at different shows, and this is before she elevated to WWE,
Yeah.
and right now she's killing it. Right now
So,
at NXT. So
I remember her last show was Texas Wrestling Cartel
Mm-hmm.
in Corpus, or at least I think that was her last Texas show. And then I remember as soon as she
Before she went pro or semi-pro.
before they made the announcement that
Yeah.
she had a tryout for
Wow,
WWE.
that's cool.
I remember she did the TWC show. I might be wrong. I think that was her last Texas date. I might be wrong on that.
it's
Or maybe Corpus Day. I know that was her last Corpus Day for sure.
Yeah.
But I couldn't go that day. I had to work. But I remember I had a buddy who went. He's like, "Hey, bro, like she fucking killed it." I'm like, "She always kills it.
Yeah.
She's amazing."
So when there's girls wrestling, do they wrestle other girls or
Yeah.
do they? Okay.
Yeah.
on occasion, and then you'll get the intergender matches. You'll rarely get
okay.
those anymore.
Yeah.
You'll get
But
women that will fight
I am
women.
I
too.
am so happy for Maddie. It's ridiculous how happy I am for her that
Yeah.
she's in a big fucking industry.
Oh, yeah,
like
that's
that.
cool.
Even if she doesn't make it far, she still made it.
She
there.
went to
Yeah.
WWE. That's
She went
like,
to WWE. A lot of people don't make it there.
Is she the farthest person that kind of knew personally that has made it, or is there somebody
Roxanne
else?
Perez is actually the current NXT Women's Champion
Okay.
in WWE.
And y'all got to
She
like see
used
her
to be
live.
Roxy, and she
Okay.
trains where Laredo.
I think Laredo. I think.
Yeah, she's from Laredo, I
think.
believe,
That's
think-
crazy. That's cool.
or the Valley area, somewhere
Yeah.
around there.
So right now, if anybody wants to get into wrestling, it's perfect opportunity because there seems like
So
there's
now-
venues that are opening for people if you're serious about it and
Well, the thing is,
pay your dues, like you were saying.
there's something called WWID now. It's a
Okay.
brand new thing. They started doing this.
So they're
And
starting.
what's that?
So they started to branch out to other indie promotions that are much bigger indie promotions, like ROW, or Reality of Wrestling.
Uh-huh.
That is now a WWID school. So if you go with them, then work your way up. You could
Yeah.
potentially,
They have WWE scouts that go to those shows, and
Yeah.
if they like any of them, they'll write it down, send it back to them. That's what they
And,
do.
and where y'all at? And this like how
we
far?
just started. We have a lot of work
I'm
to
nowhere.
do.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
nowhere
But-
near reality. I am nowhere near that level.
But
yet.
I will
Yeah.
say this: I am considering putting an app for a backstage spot, Because
That way you get to experience and learn.
Well, yeah, because WWE ID isn't just for wrestlers. It's also for like backstage producers, editors, referees, stuff like that. And the thing
That'd
is,
be cool.
you can ask him, what haven't I done in the indie scene yet? I've done literally everything. I've wrestled. I've been the producer. I've been a match writer.
Referee.
I've been a referee.
Hey, I had a question. Has that referee ever like been part of a skit where like he became a wrestler? Like,
Yeah.
like really?
Yeah.
That's because that to me
It's happened.
that'd be kind of interesting.
There's
That
been-
out
there's
of,
been
out of
fun-
nowhere the referee just freaking body
there's been
slams and I'm like,
times
what the
where,
heck happened
at
here?
At our SSBS
It's like a twist.
At our SSBS show, our main event, we booked some pros. I'm like, you know what? For the main event, let's book some pros. Put them in the we had to put them in the main event because we're not pros. We'll look stupid after them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
so we booked a fatal 4-way. They brought their own referee. I thought that was kind of weird. I'm like, but I think they're going to do something with him.
Yeah.
And sure enough, there's a spot where it was a dead spot and they were all on the floor acting like they were hurt. One of them gets up, the other ones get up. They start fighting again. The referee does a suicide dive and hits all 4 of them and throws them all back in the ring. I'm like, that right there, badass.
Yeah.
But
I think there's
that
even
was
times
Carlos,
where-
right? Referee Carlos.
Yeah. That's what makes the difference, right?
Yeah,
From
because nobody was
professionals to-
expecting that.
Yeah. That's a twist. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, man, that'd be. No one would expect a referee out of nowhere. Like
Because
he becomes the winner. Like what the heck? He's supposed to be like what?
You're supposed to be unbiased, sir. What
Yeah.
are you doing?
I
Yeah.
mean, there are points where referees would do like something in the match, but
Yeah,
that's crazy because I've learned that referees aren't, the main draw like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
superstars are. So you try your best not to like.
Yeah, overshadow. Yeah.
And that's when you throw those little curveballs in there.
But that's what I'm saying. Like out of nowhere, if the referee ends up winning the match, you're like, wait, what? Like, that's unexpected.
actually seen
People
that.
will remember that for a long
I
time.
forgot what promotion that happened in, but I remember seeing that the ref got involved in the match, got the pin win. When he pinned the guy, some other referee came and counted it, and he won the match.
Yeah.
I forgot what that was. Some Texas promotion. I forgot what they were called. It was somewhere in like the Dallas area.
Yeah.
What was that? What's the main Dallas promotion? What was that one called? MLW?
I don't
No, that's the Valley, isn't it?
I don't remember MLW. I forgot what they're based off of.
But there was. I just remember seeing a video like that. It was very recent. It was like 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's badass.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing I love about wrestling. Like,
Anything can happen.
Anything can
Or
literally happen.
what do we say? Expect the unexpected.
Yeah, we don't say that anymore. That company's dead, sir.
No, I've said that first. What do you mean?
No, I said it first. Me, sir. Me. I said it first. Anyways, add on to whatever you're saying. But anyways, so like, yeah, WWE has the ID program, and when Triple H took over, before Triple H took over, Vince didn't believe in the indie thing. It was very rare that someone from the indies went to WWE. One of the first ones that went there was Kevin Owens. That one was a shocker only because he was in, what was that company called? He was in there for a long time.
OVW?
Was it OVW or was that Sammy?
Because OVW was
Sammy came from the indies too.
Well, with him, I think.
Well, anyway, so like Kevin Owens, he's in WWE. He used to go by this name Kevin Steens. He was huge in the indies. Like this dude, like the promos I shoot, those are the promos he shot. He cussed. He didn't care.
Yeah.
He played a hell of a heel, and that's what got him in WWE.
Okay. So what is a heel? Because
So-
I'm ignorant.
So heel is the bad guy. Face is the good guy.
Oh, okay. So you're a heel as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
We both are.
Yeah, it's so
Okay.
much fun playing the bad guy too.
Yeah.
The heel definitely is the more fun out of the two because you get
So it's kind of like a Deadpool, where he's supposed to be good, but he's
like
like,
a
a
neutral
villain
type of
kind of.
thing.
neutralist. Yeah.
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 But think of like because in every situation or every fight, there's a good guy and bad guy. So in
Most
wrestling,
situations.
yeah, there's always the Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart, the Stone Cold versus The Rock.
Who was ever really the heel in Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart though? Like really think about it. That's one of the greatest wrestling rivalries of all time, and you really don't know who the heel ever was.
So
'Cause
who
they
was the heel
both-
for the Stone Cold and The Rock?
It varied because
It varied because sometimes Stone Cold was a heel at the time, and sometimes
The
Rock
Rock
was.
Depending
That's
on
what
their
made that
script
rivalry
or
so
whatever.
good.
Yeah.
But like the Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels thing, to this day I never understood who the heel was.
Me either. But the stories were
But the story was great, so no
like
one
you didn't
cared.
care if it
Yeah.
was good or bad. It's like, okay, he's gonna do that. He's gonna do that. He's gonna do that.
A great heel face story would be CM Punk and John Cena.
That one too.
CM Punk always played the heel, and in their story at least,
Yeah.
he would play the heel, and he usually
Hey,
won.
Ronda Rousey is now doing wrestling, right?
Used to.
Used
Oh,
to.
she's
I
not
think
I
anymore?
believe she's in the Indies now, though.
I don't see her often.
She's in WoW. She went to WoW a couple of times.
So what happened with that? Like I know she went from UFC,
Then she
got
went to WWE
got
after
beat up,
that.
and then kind of couldn't come back, and then went to WWE. I know she was doing wrestling. I don't know what
it's
kind.
a case of being overhyped because,
Oh, okay.
in my personal opinion, I don't think she's all that good
Yeah,
in WWE. UFC, phenomenal.
yeah,
But
yeah.
in WWE, I kind of felt
I
like
agree.
Do you think she is because she needs to be more of an actor and she's not really fulfilling that
It
role?
wasn't that.
Or
She just. I felt like Ronda wasn't used to the acting side.
that's what I'm saying.
Of
Yeah,
I think
wrestling.
she's used to like
The
the actual
fight-
fighting.
Well, she like in the ring. She wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It was like the character they gave her was pretty much a rip off Roddy
Well,
Piper.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know what character
Roddy
name was.
Piper actually gave her the blessing to
do
use
that.
it.
Oh, okay.
She even came out to a song, right?
no, she came out.
Oh no,
to,
she came out to a Bad Reputation, but she used his logo, the Rowdy
the
logo
kilt too and everything.
and the kilt and stuff. She came out to that. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but
It's been
especially
done
that
before.
Roddy Piper's a legend, and
Yeah.
he gave her the blessing.
but I
But
just
she
think,
never pulled it off.
Hmm.
I just think with me though, she was way overhyped. It's like
She couldn't talk on a mic.
No,
I'm sorry. The number one thing, especially in WWE, especially WWE, AEW you can kind of get away with it, but WWE you have to know how to talk on a mic. That's your personality. That's your moneymaker. If
Yeah.
you can't sell your stories on the mic,
can't do a decent promo.
perfect example of that, Ricochet.
Ricochet. Definitely.
Ricochet's by far one of the best ever to be in the ring. This dude is insanely athletic. He can do high flying shit. He can do technical shit. Pretty much, you want a wrestling school? Watch Ricochet. On the mic,
Not so much.
oh my god, terrible, terrible. Like you could tell this guy is literally struggling. I've seen him sweat when they give him a mic.
So when it comes to that, are they forgetting their lines or what is it that they can't?
Ultimately, in
speak?
WWE, they do have producers to help them out to write the stuff down for
Yeah,
them.
they have a whole.
But they
class
still
for
have to
it.
remember that, right? As they're like, hey, you're gonna have to be here and you have to say this line. Is
So
it that they're forgetting or
from what
they're-
I'm told, I have a couple of buddies who's made it not all the way big time, but they know what it's like.
Yeah.
They've told me a lot of the promos aren't written for you. They just kind of tell you, hey, you're gonna go out there, you have this amount of time, work the crowd a little bit, talk about this, and after
Figure it
that,
out.
you figure it out. And I
Oh.
think that's where.
So they're not witty. They're not like fast thinking to where they can come out.
Yeah, and some of the best wrestlers, or some of my favorite wrestlers, are storytellers.
yeah.
Because to me, you're telling a story
Yeah, for
in
sure.
the ring. It's
Yeah.
like
So
my
you're making a
grandma-
film.
You're like my grandma said, it's a novella, but it's a novella in the ring.
Yeah.
And that's the perfect description of it.
Do you think that helps like y'all that when y'all do y'all skits, it's helping you progress your career because you have to you have to write your own stuff, so you kind of have to be quick minded and quick like
so
you know.
I used to do rap battles back in the day, and they would have us do promos before the shows.
Yeah.
So that would give me enough practice to get better at it. And ever
Yeah.
since then, I've applied it to my wrestling. So of course, that's what made me naturally good at fucking promos.
Yeah.
I mean, I got nothing on him, but the thing is,
Yeah.
like with me,
Damn right.
I've had rap battles over the years to have to make my own promos, learn to talk for myself.
Yeah.
And then I transitioned into wrestling, and like it's not much of a difference. You just go out there and fight more than rap battle, you know? So
Yeah. And
So-
you don't have that fear of like crowds that are watching you or like stage fright or whatnot.
I'm used to people watching me, so
Yeah.
it's not really.
Have y'all ever had anybody freeze up? Like as like they
As a
got
wrest-
too many
in
people.
wrestling, no,
And,
but when I was in the music industry all the
Yeah.
time, I would just tell them, hey, loosen up. I understand the stage fright thing. I used to have it.
We
when
all
I was
have that. It's
Younger,
just-
yeah.
they-
I'm
when you're
like,
first doing it.
one thing that motivates me, especially when I sing in front of a lot of people, I'm like, okay. Yeah, of course you're gonna be nervous. That's a very natural
natural.
feeling to have.
yeah.
But I'm like, it's how you take it. Okay, is it good nervous or is this a bad nervous? If this is a bad nervous, you need to calm yourself down.
You're
Yeah.
overthinking it. Pretty
You're
much.
overthinking it. Just go out there and have fun. That's what you're
Yeah.
here for in the first place.
Yeah.
And then there's people who, like me, I love big crowds now. I used to hate them.
Hmm.
Now I'm like, fuck yeah. Especially
Yeah.
if I'm a heel of wrestling. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm about to fuck on. I'll even go out there and I'll scout the crowd. I'm like, okay, target that guy. Target those ugly ass kids over there, even though they're not ugly. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
yeah,
say
yeah.
that. You know, I'm already thinking in my head, all right,
Yeah.
damn. Like when we went to the local show, the first thing I did, I don't know if you noticed, I kept going around in the crowd. I was picking and targeting who I wanted to talk shit to,
Nice.
even though I didn't get to do everything because they were rushing everything. But
Yeah. So
but
I don't get nervous any like I still do, but it's not like a big thing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
back in the day, like I would get like
Sweaty.
I would shake. Like I would do this.
Oh,
that's
okay.
not always a bad thing though.
But that's the thing, like I use that to make me more excited for the show.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So rap battles, I would get nervous, but ultimately, like I would get out of that habit and use that to make me excited.
So
For
what
the
in
show.
wrestling? What makes you nervous? Is it forgetting lines? Is it forgetting where to
It's
jump or hurting somebody or
Make
what
sure you
is
don't
it?
forget your spots.
that's the thing,
key
yeah.
thing.
Like don't forget your spots, and also like if you mess up or if you accidentally hit
Play it
some-
off.
yeah,
Play it off.
play it off, or if you're a heel, obviously. But ultimately, the one thing that does get me nervous is, of course, is like entering a new place because I've fought in
Like the crowd, like entering
yeah,
a new place
because
crowd.
and
Okay,
I'll
okay.
say this: every promotion has its different crowds. Like a logo crowd will be different from an ACW crowd, or
Local crowds love heels.
for some odd reason they live heels.
They love heels. I think that's why Lowrider's like you're gonna be a heel. You're gonna have a heel manager. It's gonna be Jeremy.
Yeah,
Because like I wasn't any of our ideas.
No.
You know what? Fuck it. I was already aware Loco loved heels,
yeah,
so I'm like, you know what? This is gonna work, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why he's getting pushed now.
So ultimately, the I think with me, it's what crowds I'm dealing with, because you'll get ones that are dead, you'll get ones that are excited, you get
Yeah.
ones that are like don't care about you, you get ones that do care about you. Like
Well,
it's
I'll talk shit to
Yeah.
any dead crowd. I'm like, why
Well,
the
you're
fuck you
creating a
got
fan
gear?
base, right? And the fan
Yeah.
base is here to see you. And then, yeah,
Ever since I became, or I was already pretty well known, being like a music promoter.
yeah,
Now I'm doing this wrestling stuff, and like everybody, hey, what's up, Grim? Hey, what's up? I'm like,
that's kind of
Who are
cool,
you?
right?
who are you? I'm like, but that's when I started playing my character. I hear my name,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
character name. Oh, okay, bet I get to be an asshole right now.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I love it. I love it. I even like, I personally play my character at work. You can ask my boss if they fucking hate me. Well, not my main one. He loves me, but like
Yeah, yeah.
my other boss, I purposely wanted to get kicked off his team, and I did. It worked. I talked so much shit about him. I still talk so much shit about him. I'm like, I literally target him in our text messages. I'm
So
like,
what's the dream for y'all? Like, what do y'all want ultimately from this? Obviously, you don't want to continue like working a 9 to 5. Like, so what's the ultimate? If you had a genie in a bottle right now and you can ask it one thing, what would it be?
I think for me it's just to make history
Okay.
because
In wrestling or in
in
what?
any field I do,
Okay.
like just to make history because I don't want to be just known as a regular nobody
Yeah.
in a small town doing nothing.
Yeah.
I'd rather make a name for myself that way in the history books, or and when I have kids, they'll see that I've done this in the past. Maybe they want to do that, or they want to do better. Like
Yeah.
like I want to achieve to the point where people know my name, or where I
Okay.
came from, or what I did.
Yeah.
Because everyone back at home knew I did music. They know I do rap battles. They know I do editing, video, like everything I did back at home. And now I'm adding wrestling to my resume.
Yeah.
So now they see I did these 5 different things. I want to, push that to the next thing. So I'm in wrestling now. Maybe I can be in WWE or AEW or somewhere higher up than they're just indies.
Yeah.
But overall, the goal is to make history.
Okay.
Or my old slogan would be make history, not excuses. So
Okay.
okay, so for me, I have a lot of different aspirations. I am I'm not an owner of this fireworks stand, but I have a lot of
Invested.
a lot of my stuff invested into a fireworks stand business right now.
Okay.
So I have a lot of, like I said, I have a lot of connections. For me, I would say my number one goal is to become the character I play already. So I consider myself the CEO God. So, that's the character I'm going to play for this new company, which we will mention in a little bit. I'm going to be this cocky freaking dude. And I want to make that into an actual reality. I'm like, hey, look, I did become a freaking god. Look at everybody worship. Not really,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm
Like you want to
already.
be famous enough to where people you have a
I really wouldn't
crowd
say
of people.
famous. I would just say like, hey, I knew that guy.
Mm.
That guy's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, and it's already kind of like that for me. But like for me, I guess my number one goal would be I would love a job at freaking WWE. Not even an in-ring job. Give me a
Yeah.
backstage job.
Yeah.
And then, because I already love touring the world. I've already toured the half the states. I've toured 25 already, and I'm only 30.
Yeah.
So being able to like travel the world, like that's fucking, and getting paid for it, that's fucking badass. Fuck yeah! I'm like, give me a backstage production job, or I can teach these dudes how to. I can teach dumbass Ricochet how to cut a promo. Like, it's
Yeah.
not hard, bro. Just like,
Yeah.
who are you fighting, or who are you trying to start a feud with? That's where you start your lines off at. I'm okay. Get personal. If you're playing the heel, that's your job. You're
Yeah.
supposed to
Yeah.
piss them off. Talk about their wife. Talk about their kid. That's your job as the bad guy. If you're a good guy, it's different.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to approach it.
So how do you
differently.
approach it as a good guy?
As a good guy, you would do the complete opposite of a bad guy.
Okay.
So you would tell him like, "I'm not intimidated by you.
Hmm.
You're not gonna get under my skin. Eventually, that bad guy is gonna get under their skin."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So like the perfect example is the CM Punk Seth Rollins situation right now. Right now they're both technically faces in the company, but I think from what it looks like, Seth's turning heel.
I would say so.
So Seth's gonna be the one that starts to get. He's already starting to do it. He mentioned his wife, CM Punk's wife, former wrestler in WWE as well. Oh,
His
I
injury.
miss her. I miss her. She needs to come back.
And
That's off topic. My bad.
And his injuries too. Remember that?
His injuries, his former past in WWE. He's starting to mention all that. I'm like, that's already telling me, okay, he's gonna be heel
Yeah.
because they're both the good guys right now.
Mm.
But same thing happened with Drew and CM Punk, but Drew was already the heel. So that's what I'm. As a good guy, you have to, okay, take whatever they're telling you
And flip it.
and flip it, basically. And I don't understand how some pros can't do that. I'm like, it's.
Do you think it's because they take it too personal and they want to get
Some of them
heated?
do. Like, I think that's why you know who backed out of the match with you. Because this dude he was fighting, he plays like this Native American, right? And the Native American, in real life, they're all about respect.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what did I do? I was like, okay, this is your soil, and I went and spit on it. So what do you think that means? I'm being disrespectful.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's, I doing that on purpose
Yeah. Yeah.
to get a rouse out of
Yeah.
him. Like, man, first of all, we never even released a promo because the dude backed out of the match.
But I had everything already said and done.
Nope.
Dang.
But seeing that's the thing. And
Yeah, I
don't-
could technically still release it and just put like a stamp of
I'm
like.
not gonna do
like,
that to him.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't hate the guy. I don't like the guy. I'm kind of
Yeah.
neutral about him, but
Yeah.
but I'm like, he needs to understand there's a difference between me, Jeremy, and the Grimm
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
And-
So there's people that can't separate
There's sometimes
the act
they
of
can't
wrestling.
separate reality from fiction. Sometimes.
Yeah.
And see that's what makes wrestling so awesome, though. Is like, can you tell the difference?
Yeah.
Can you? Like I said, at work I play my character. I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's kind of like movie actors, right? They'll be like
It's
hitting
like-
yourself, killing each other, but backstage they're friends.
Sometimes you'll get ones
Sometimes you have,
Yeah.
you have to like, okay, you're over there, you're over here.
because
Uh,
sometimes it's not always like that. There are people that secretly hate each other. There's some that
And that's gonna be in every company.
Yeah.
That's
That would be
everything
in
you
every
do.
company.
Yeah. Well, there's
I'd say
envy,
everyone.
right? If somebody's progressing faster than you, and you think, nah, I should be in that spot.
It's funny that he mentions that because this guy we're talking about that's the reason why he backed out of the match too. He was supposed to win that match,
Mm.
and he didn't like it. He's like, "Well, I'm a 20-year vet. I'm like," and I said it in the promo too. I didn't even release this part too. In that promo, after I spit on the soil, I said, 20-year vet, but I haven't seen you in WWE. I haven't seen you in AEW.
Yeah.
I've seen you in Japan. I don't see a big push. So
Yeah.
how are you a big deal? It doesn't matter how long you've been in the industry.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. That's like saying we all work in the same job. I've been there the longest. I'm like, yeah, but since I've been here the longest,
I should
you
get
have
that
no
promotion.
authority. That doesn't mean anything. If we're all regular employees,
in the same-
and we're all regular employees. That's all that is.
I think he could have had a great opportunity because everybody loves a comeback.
Mhm.
Everybody loves.
And
So you
this guy,
lose, you get a
you
rematch,
see,
and then you
the
come
thing
back.
is,
You
this
know.
guy I'm talking about, he's already faced him twice,
Hmm.
and he's lost him twice. So this was his chance to finally win,
Yeah.
and he backed out of the match, and that's what pissed me
I
off.
think you won. That's like the ultimate win when somebody else like forfeits. Like, oh, like why? That's
Yeah, yeah. Well, see, not only that, he loses his opportunity to showcase that in front of the fans.
yeah.
And to me, I'm like,
Well,
you
all
say,
you do is for the fans, right? Like
yeah,
if you're
and
like, oh, I don't want to back
he
out.
claims he's a professional. I'm like, well, then do the professional thing. Show
Yeah.
up, take the L like a man, and leave.
Yeah.
That's it. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
And some people take it too personally.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Well, I think some people always want to win, right? Like they don't ever want to be on the losing end.
This guy understands it. I like him. He gets it. He gets it. No, this guy doesn't put anyone over.
Yeah.
This guy we're talking about
Yeah.
doesn't put nobody over. He wins every match.
That's why he's never going to be professional because that doesn't happen
He
in
says he's
professional
a
leagues.
professional, but to me, I'm like I said, I have nothing against the dude outside of the ring,
Yeah.
but I just don't like it.
Well, if he was a professional, he would be in like WWE
Because it's
or
funny
all this other
because
stuff,
like
right?
I remember reading one of his posts. He put, "I believe in storytelling." I'm like, okay, but if you're winning every match, where's that story leading to?
He
That's
says,
a
"I like
boring
the storytelling as long as I win."
Yeah, but think about it. Okay, so you win three matches out
Yeah.
of 3. What kind of story is that? That's a
Yeah.
boring ass story, if you
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
me.
Yeah, it is.
Like, yeah, you need to put you win
Hardships. Yeah.
One, you win one, maybe 2 in a row, and then your opponent beat you once, and then you beat him again, then he beat you again. That's a story.
Yeah.
That's
Well, like
telling
Rocky,
it.
right? Rocky wasn't over there winning every single.
How many Rocky movies are there? I think he only won like what, maybe 8 of those fights out of how many freaking
Yeah.
movies? Not, I don't even think
Well,
he won
like
that
the
many.
whole point of the journey is like it's
He's
like
the
he doesn't know the
underdog.
hero's journey of filmmaking. It's like the hero is supposed to go through hardships,
Mhm.
overcome them, and then everybody's like, yes, he won. Not like what the fuck? Like, he keeps winning. Like okay,
Exactly, it's still
that's boring.
It's
Yeah,
story. It's still, yeah. But
that's funny.
I don't know. I like how he understands that better than actual pros. That's hilarious. And you don't watch wrestling. That's the crazy part. Like he don't even. I don't even know if he can name 3 moves, and he understands it better than half these damn pros. That's hilarious.
That's why I was like,
love
I don't
it.
know the
love
thing.
it.
I
That's
was
what I'm
like, yeah.
saying. Like you don't even understand some of the moves, but you understand the business better than half of these dudes. Already.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. And I've only been in the wrestling business, I would say maybe what, year and a half. And
It's not. It doesn't seem too hard to get.
I pretty much run it the same way I ran my music promotions. It's pretty much the same way.
Well, everything's the same. If you like, well, I run businesses, so like whenever you start looking at like human psychology and the nature of is successful, you notice that people, especially like I like film, I like making movies or short films and stuff like that. Uh, and it's like you want to do, like I said, the hero's journey. The hero's journey isn't about him winning all the time. It's about the hardships. Like nobody, like think about a good story. It never starts or like, oh, how was your Colorado trip? Oh, it was fabulous. We did this. Nah, you want to hear, dude, it was fucked up. We almost went down a mountain. Like our car slid down the snow and crap. Like I saw the edge of the cliff and it was coming. And you're like at the edge. What happened? Did you fall? Did the car fall? No, like I mean, I was like the car swung one tire off and it went. It's not about good stuff. It's always about the hardships to get him. Like, oh, we finally got to the ski resort and then it was fun. Oh, that's awesome that it worked out.
Yeah.
You know, or like, damn, no, the car went off the edge and off the cliff, and we saw it and it blew up. They're like, oh shoot, you got me. What happened? Everybody okay? And it's not like, yeah, everybody was fine. It's just boring.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody likes it.
Exactly.
You
So
know?
I have a question for you, Sid. He was telling me about your podcast and how you like talking about controversial topics.
Yeah, what's up?
What is y'all's thoughts on our new president now?
I love him. President number 2024,
I'm
President
only
Trump.
asking because we are in a democratic city.
Oh yeah, but I come
Yeah.
from Victoria. I don't give a fuck.
But
I like Trump.
But yeah, see, so I was born in Corpus. I was raised here in Houston.
Yeah.
In Pasadena, to be exact.
Okay.
Um,
Not far from here.
yeah, it's not too far. I will say this. I might piss some of my Houston people off. I love y'all. Y'all know that. But I'm going to take number 45 over almost any other president in the world.
Yeah.
Maybe not all of them.
It was number 47 now, but yeah.
Number 47 now
Now.
as well. But like, did you vote for him?
Well, I don't really vote, but I would vote for
You
him.
would have voted
Yeah,
for
yeah,
him.
for sure.
Nobody.
I'm apolitical, so I'm not really
I don't
into
know.
that.
I'm gonna just say this. This is how I voted. I went outside. The air already smells more affordable.
Yeah, yeah. Well, dude, like when he came up, when he got shot, and he's freaking
That solidified his win already.
bro.
That
Yeah,
solidified his win right
is
there.
who gets shot in the ear almost, and then gets up, and not knowing
And
that
just like
the person was taken out. He didn't know. Like I don't even know if that at that time was he even taken out, but he said fight, fight, fight.
His
I've always
part of
liked
his
Trump.
ear came off.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
still, like you didn't know he didn't know if the active shooter was still going on or if the secret agents,
That man
snipers have
has
taken him out.
that man has balls.
Yeah.
That's what I love about him.
Yeah. He don't play, bro. He
Yeah.
don't play. Like all the stuff that has happened throughout this whole time, the war in Iran or
I'm
the
gonna say something since controversy is allowed here.
yes, for sure. It's welcomed.
it's welcome.
Okay, so the number one controversial thing I'm hearing about this election, right?
Mhm.
And cousin, I love you. I have a cousin named Ruby.
Okay.
She's like all anti-gay. I have nothing against that.
Okay.
I never have.
So she's pro-gay or
she's
like,
pro-gay.
Okay.
She's pro-gay.
So she's not
So
anti-gay. She's pro-gay.
oh yeah,
Okay.
pro-gay. The LGBT.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to
TQ
say
plus
it.
A,
whatever,
yeah, yeah.
whatever, all the alphabet and shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna say this one time and one time only. When Trump was in office the first time, did he take y'all's rights away? Did he? He didn't. But when Biden came in office and allowed men to play women's sports, tell me how your rights weren't taken away. That's all
That's
I'm
for
gonna
sure.
say.
That's for
And
sure.
now Trump's coming back in office, and one of the very first thing he says is that shit's not allowed.
Well, I think Dave Chappelle has a very good skit about it where he talks about
I love Dave Chappelle.
was
He's
it
great.
Kylie Jenner or the Bruce Jenner? I don't-
Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
Where like the very first year of a woman, being a woman, he wins Woman of the Year. He's like, it's like
That's a man, no.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like, but it took him 1 year to become the best woman in the whole planet. And it's like some of these women that have been in it for years. It's like, what, you can't be the best woman? Like he hasn't even had one period, and he won best woman of the year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I
it's
saw that,
like how
that's wild.
what's crazy to me is when they go into when men fight, like go into like actually like boxing or where they're like destroying women. It's like, dude, come on, they've fought all their life to get to that position, and a man goes in there that's not even top tier
Yep.
because he feels like he's a woman. Now he gets to fight and become with one punch, bro.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's the failed men athletes that will.
Yes,
go
it
into
is.
it.
Those are the
I'm
ones.
like because they couldn't make it in
Yeah,
their
yeah.
industry. They went and started beating
Yeah.
on women, and
Yeah.
I'm like, to me, that's not cool.
No, it isn't.
I'm like, but on top of that, another thing I'm gonna say is, you say you're from Detroit, right? Which is another Democratic.
No, I'm not from Detroit. I'm from Victoria.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
Where'd you get Detroit
I
from?
don't know. I thought I heard Detroit.
No.
I only got 3 hours of sleep. Leave me alone. Anyways, so another thing I would like to point out is, have you ever noticed the most violent places in the U.S. are Democratic places?
Yeah.
Chicago, New York,
L.A.
L.A.
New York. Yep.
San Antonio is actually up there.
Yeah.
That place is wild. Once
Houston
again,
too. There's parts of Houston, that are real
Houston, there
bad.
is-
Corpus is real bad too.
Corpus can be.
Like downtown Corpus, I believe. That's at night.
The
it
thing
gets
is,
pretty
they're a
bad.
wannabe Democratic city.
Yeah.
So we do have a Democratic mayor right now.
No.
I hate that bitch, but I don't really care if you hear this. I know I work for you. I could care less though.
Yeah.
But because I work for the city
Yeah.
over there,
Okay.
city of Corpus Christi. So
Cool.
technically, I work for her,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
government. But I'm not gonna get too many details into that. But
Yeah.
I will say Corpus is everything about Corpus is wannabe. They're a wannabe mini Florida. You've been to Corpus?
Yeah,
before?
I've been to Corpus.
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
have you been to downtown recently?
No, not
With the
recently.
with the new renovations?
Nuh-uh, I haven't.
Okay, so if you ever go to Florida, go to Miami. They have that big ass pier out there.
Uh-huh.
They're literally mimicking it.
So where the Selena statue is at, have they still have
Pretty
it right
much
there?
that whole
Yeah.
area is all renovated.
Oh, okay.
He can vouch because I know he goes all the time. So everything
Yeah.
downtown is mimicking Miami.
Mm.
And I'm like, these guys want to be Florida so bad. That's my problem with Corpus.
Yeah.
Everything is wanna.
They're not originals. They're just
There's
wanna
nothing
just
original
yeah.
about Corpus except for Selena.
Yeah.
I hate saying that about my
Yeah.
own hometown, but it's the truth. And that's why I don't like a lot of the people there.
What do y'all think everything that's going on like lately, like all these bombings? Did y'all see what the one in LA that
I never
happened?
noticed
Not
it all.
LA, sorry, in Vegas, the Tesla bomber that
Yeah.
blew up.
Yeah.
So he's the Special Forces Green Beret. So I don't know if y'all watch Sean Ryan.
Not all the time.
He's a Navy SEAL, Special Forces. He has a great show. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. He actually interviewed this guy that got emails from that guy saying that he was gonna do this, that he wanted to be on Sean Ryan's show, all these big platforms to expose the corruption that happened in Afghanistan, like in 2019, I believe. I could be wrong. Just I said go watch that show, and it's man, it puts it in perspective because it talks about the drones, all the drones that are happening in New Jersey and all this stuff, and they actually say that there's through the border, you know how it was wide open and anybody could come in. A bunch of terrorists have definitely come in through the border this past
They're
4
just
years.
random men at this point.
Yeah, bro, they're just like they've caught a couple of them, but man, there's like videos of a known terrorist like threatening, like you will know my name, you will know me. There you go, bro. So then there's like I'm pretty sure right now there's like sleeper cells that are happening, so, like especially in these big cities. Supposedly there's like Iranian warheads that have crossed the border that potentially could be what those drones are looking for. And he says that those drones that are coming out are from us and also from China. You know how that whole thing happened with the air balloon, the spy balloon that pretty
Yeah.
much went all across the country with before Biden actually finally had some balls to shoot it down. With
I
where
don't
the
even think that was his call, to be honest.
yeah, bro, like well, all the stuff where the balloons was flying was like strategic,
Wasn't he
like
in the air for, like, 3 or
naval
4 days
bases.
straight?
That was a long time, bro. It crossed a lot of land,
Yeah.
and they were going through like nuclear facilities that like in spying, and who knows what information China has gotten from it. But regardless, it's the 2025. I think is gonna be a crazy ass year when it comes to, especially because Trump is coming in.
Trump don't
People-
play like that either.
No, they don't play, but people like on the Democratic side hate that. So, bro, they've been trying to kill this man since like this past whole 2024. I don't think they're gonna stop trying just because he's president. If I'm honest,
Oh, no.
if anything, they probably want it so they can go to war. You know what I mean? And I think civil war would break out
Did you
if
hear what
anything
Putin
happens to
said
him.
about Trump winning the presidency?
What do you say?
Okay, so when Biden took office, he didn't say it, but it was pretty obvious. He's like,
Yeah.
okay, we have a weak president in the U.S. I can take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And
Which
now
he
Trump-
did.
Yeah,
Which
and
he
he
did.
definitely did.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious that he
Yeah,
did.
with Ukraine and all that.
Yeah. You could tell him into politics. Look at him, he's like, God damn. Anyways.
I love it.
Yeah, same. I could watch that shit all day.
Yeah.
But as soon as Trump won that presidency, the first thing he says is, I'll sign a peace treaty with you.
Yes.
I'm like, you know
Yeah.
why? He's not stupid. He knows Trump don't play like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, on top of that, the first time he took office, Obama was about to go to war with North Korea.
Yeah.
They were about to literally bomb us, and who stopped that from
Yeah.
happening?
And he crossed the line. Nobody has
He
ever
went-
done that.
He went to the dictator in North Korea.
Yeah, he went to
in
his
home
land.
country.
He's like, I'm in your house.
I'm like, hey,
That's some balls,
that
bro.
takes a ball, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially a guy his age. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
a dude his age.
Yeah.
Immediately got my respect when he did that. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, he didn't have to do that. He could have
No.
said, let's meet at a halfway point.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna go to you.
Yeah.
Fucking sat down with him. They went live too, didn't they?
I want to say so. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I know I couldn't watch it. I was working, but like I remember watching some of it, and I'm like, that takes some fucking balls.
Yeah.
Bro.
No,
That's what-
I'm
that's what
happy
the
as
US
hell that
needs.
Trump won, man, because the economy. There's no way Kamala Harris would have fixed anything. If anything, if you look
It
at
would have been
Putin
Bidenomics.
wanted her to win because then he could have continued the warmongering.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how we can send billions of dollars, hundreds of billions actually, but we can't fix our own border. Like we can't fix homelessness.
We can't fix
all
our own
this
problems.
Yeah, we can't fix, but we're sending all this money
Yeah.
to Ukraine. We're
Yeah.
sending all this money to
All the-
overseas.
All of us government workers and everybody else.
Yeah, everybody
paying all
pays
these
taxes. Yeah.
paying for them.
But yeah, we're worried about banning TikTok.
You know,
too, of all
taxes
things.
technically are unconstitutional. We're not supposed to be paying taxes.
Yep.
The only time that we pay taxes is during war, to be able to pay for the war efforts.
And there's not a war happening now.
No.
Not for us.
Not
at
for
least.
us, yeah. Since we backed out of
But
Afghanistan,
since-
embarrassingly.
But they want to worry about banning TikTok of all.
Don't even
freaking
get me
things,
started with that shit. Oh my god.
I don't think they're gonna ban it, bro. It's too big. I think right now
I
it's,
think
it's too
Trump
big.
is gonna put some type of thing in place.
He put a pause on it. The reason
Yeah.
why I think that's dumb is because a lot of people made a business out of TikTok, and
Yeah.
a lot of things have been created through TikTok. Like they made the shops, they have friendships, like all.
Well,
these
you can
different-
learn all that stuff. Like I think TikTok is the new YouTube. You remember how everything before you'd be like, "Hey, YouTube that, YouTube." I think now it's TikTok that.
And then
TikTok
that's,
this.
it's and as a social media guy, because obviously I'm multimedia
Yeah.
champ. TikTok has been one of another platform I've been using for wrestling and music
Yeah.
and all that. Because when you post something, it goes to the FYP and everyone can see it. Everyone can see it.
Dude,
And
I think YouTube and other platforms are starting to copy TikTok though.
Yeah,
Because if you
'cause
know the
now-
shorts and all that,
Yeah, okay,
Shorts,
so
Reels.
YouTube has
It's like the
shorts,
same.
Instagram has reels,
yeah,
or Facebook has reels, Instagram has threads.
Threads-
Twitter's kind of dead now, but I mean
Or
Twitter's
X-
still there.
X now.
X, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Elon Musk, but bro, you gotta figure it out, bro. Before
I
that
think
shit
he'll.
happens.
I think
now-
he'll
He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And with this ban that may potentially happen, they're now doing Lemonade, which is another app they're going to try
What
and
is
push.
that?
What is that?
It's basically another version of TikTok, but Americanized.
What's it called?
Lemonade.
One thing that I've learned from one of my mistakes is any platform that opens up, start on it early. The earlier, the better. Like as soon as a new platform, even if it dies, sign up. That's one of my things that I've always like. I was like, I'm hesitant. I'm like, I don't really know if I want to do another. And then it's like,
That's
bro,
true.
just learn from your mistakes. Do it because the faster people are going, they're gonna start seeing your content. They gotta be pushing it out, and the more. Because if you look at like the Hot 2 girl, bro, she got famous just because of one thing she said, and now she's making millions, and now she's getting sued
She
and all
don't
this
even
other
work
BS.
anymore.
No,
Doesn't
exactly.
even work anymore.
Somebody gave her the opportunity to say that, right? Like the guy that actually interviewed her, I don't
knew
think
what he
he's
was
even.
doing.
I know, but he's not even the. At least I haven't seen anything from him, like lately. That like he didn't get as big as the girl did. You know, like she's doing podcasting. She got the clothing, all kinds of deals.
She has a hawk to a line, apparently.
Yeah,
That's still wild.
just for saying you got a whole two that thing. You know what I'm saying? It's
That
like.
one, I saw that.
I
I'm
mean,
like,
I'll
bro,
willingly.
what is
I'll,
even going
I'll,
on?
I'll willingly let her hawk to me, but that's not the point here.
Like that's still wild. The fact that one little phrase. Like,
But that's what I'm saying. Like
instantly
you
blew
just
her-
gotta do
like, blew her
content,
up.
and it's
I agree.
once you blow up one thing, bro. It's once people know you and you capitalize from it.
But
I agree.
And don't do
because
stupid shit that will compromise it.
I
like
agree
she
with the
did.
social media thing because when Facebook first was invented, this is when MySpace was still huge.
Yeah, I remember MySpace.
I remember when Facebook was first invented. I remember signing up for it, and now the biggest following I have now is Facebook. It's not
Yeah.
even close. Now I got Instagram and all that too, but I did it later.
Yeah.
I just signed on to TikTok, and my following, it's not that great. It's like
it
100
takes a
fo-
while.
But the thing is,
because you see the majority too. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
went from
Yeah.
when I did that 6ix9ine video where
Yeah.
it was like 32,000 views in one video.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I'm like, bro, that's wild.
yeah. So like on Facebook, I tell people it's crazy. You go to my page on Facebook, my viewership on that's like 1,000 to 10,000. Then you go to like Instagram, it's because I started so late on that. Now Threads, I hopped on quick. As soon as they made Threads, I signed up for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, my following's starting to get up there already. I'm like, all right, cool. But I agree with as soon as something comes out, you need to sign up now.
Yeah.
That's why I said
That shit works.
because Lemonade is the next one they're gonna try and do if TikTok does get banned.
What's
Yeah.
gonna be the difference? It's just Americanized.
Yeah, it's just
It's already Americanized enough on TikTok.
It's virtually TikTok, but if it's banned, that's the thing. That's virtually what it is.
I don't think Trump will allow it.
But I think it's still stupid how the government focused so heavily on banning one little app.
They're focused on the
Well,
wrong shit like they always
The
are.
reason why they want to ban it is because they're saying that China has all this, just getting all the data from us and like all this stuff. But it's like if you really think about it, all the
apps do
social
the same
medias
shit.
do the same thing. Yeah.
Yep.
So it doesn't really
It's
matter.
not much of a difference. Like half the government has our shit anyway.
That's
so
what I'm
it's even
saying.
the point.
But what they want is they want to keep the shit, not for another country to have.
Y'all
it.
didn't
You
hear
know
this
what I
from
mean?
me, but you really think we need that many cameras on our phones? Come on now.
yeah,
I'm a strong believer in that. One of those.
Oh
they're
no,
wa-
for sure. Like
they're
dude,
monitoring everything we're doing. on
like I said, watch it. The Sean Ryan show. They have specialists. They have this one guy that's like a badass hacker, bro. That I think he's called the ethical hacker, where he went and he helped a law enforcement. Like he built a system where it tracks like sexual predators and all this stuff, to where like, anyways, just go watch that show. He says that at any moment you they can access your camera and audio and listen to it. Like, have you ever like been like, man, I really want man, I've been craving Whataburger, and out of nowhere you fucking start seeing Whataburger signs and all that kinds of,
Yep.
or like, man, I really want this bicycle, or I really want this computer, and out of nowhere it's like, bro, they're listening to you 24/7,
Yeah, so
and
it's
even
crazy.
if you disconnect the battery, somehow they can still access it. I don't know
I'm
how the
hey, if
hell.
they are,
That
hey,
that is true because I
It's
remember one
crazy.
time on what was it, Instagram, when I started getting like using Instagram more because I used to not be really much. I would really, when I first got Instagram, I would just post a picture and then log off of it for a
Yeah.
while. 'Cause I'm like, what the fuck? I want to see comments where I could see the same shit on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then I remember one time I started using it more, and I shit you not, I had just talked to my roommate about it was during the election, the 2020 election. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't believe this fake COVID bullshit. And the very first thing I see on the ad is, do you not believe in COVID? I was like, oh my god, get the fuck out of here, bro.
if that was the case,
And
hey,
like there was a whole 10 minute. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch all that
hey,
shit.
if that's
bro.
the case, hey, I want to be famous. Can that be possible? Like, just do that instead.
Hey, it could definitely be possible, bro.
Talk
Hey,
about
Definitely on the road.
I hate Kamala Harris. Can you just give me a bunch of I hate Kamala or whatever the fuck that
That'd be
bitch's name
funny.
is.
Yeah, Kamala Harris.
Let's see you pose. You gonna be famous? There you go.
You know what's funny is like ever since the election has been over, like where have you heard anything with Kamala?
Nothing.
Right?
I don't
Like
see
she
shit.
like
Okay, so
dropped from the planet of the earth.
okay, I'm gonna be honest. I think the Dems. She was doomed to fail from the beginning.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
no one, they never really
Nobody elected her.
No
Yeah.
one elected her. She was kind of forced to, one,
Yeah, yeah.
and two, they never picked a candidate. They
No,
were
she
just
was
like, well,
chosen.
you were chosen only because you're Biden's understudy.
She was a DEI
You're the
hire.
I thought she was. Wasn't she VP?
She's a
or no?
VP.
Yeah, she's
yeah.
the VP,
So
but
that's
not
what
because of
makes-
merit though. Because if you look at the primary, she lost all those.
Yeah,
she lost
she
to Tulsi Gabbard. She got destroyed by Tulsi Gabbard. Like
Gabbard
the-
destroyed her.
the
It
only
wasn't
reason they
close.
hired her is because she was a woman of color. So they're like, oh, we need her to be
And
able
she's
to
not
win
even
more.
a full color. That's the funny thing.
No, I think her parents are like Jamaican, or her dad is Jamaican, her mom is Indian.
She comes from middle class. I only say
Well,
that
middle
because
class, yeah.
she said that
She
like
said
40
every
times
single thing.
during the debate.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm like, okay, we understand he came from a. Why does that have to do
And
with
I
it?
even found this other video that's going around. Like there was, I think it was during the debate or whatever. She goes, "Oh, we're gonna bring the troops home and all that." And there's a video that popped out.
Oh no!
Dog,
no.
we're still here. Like, what do you mean? Like,
No.
we're still here.
So what she said is that we don't have no active military
Military.
members
That one.
and war zone, and they're like, so where the hell we at?
Where we at
Where
then?
we at then?
Yeah, and the funniest part is they're watching the debate.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
Yeah, like
like,
where the heck we at?
I saw that. I'm like, man, you already messed up because that.
Okay,
that
So they're just full of lies.
it's funny because the girl I'm talking to is in the military.
Yeah.
So I have so much scope on it.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like, not only am I into politics, I have a chick who's in the military.
Yeah.
Y'all dangerous. I'm dangerous right now. It's stupid how much information I know right now.
Well,
I'm not
guys,
gonna
to
give
close
all
it
that.
up, this has been an awesome podcast. What would you like to say to end? And also, where can they find y'all? So y'all can put them in a link in the bio, so y'all can, where they can find y'all is on Instagram, TikTok,
I had
anywhere.
just changed my username, which is funny. So you can follow me at CJ_ the hated one everywhere on IG, Snapchat, TikTok. X is still the same, CJ Renegade OI.
Okay.
You can catch me at local wrestling. Catch me at on YouTube, all that good stuff.
And what do you have upcoming that people can see you live or?
So I have 4 matches set this month,
Okay.
maybe today if I'm lucky.
Okay. Here in Houston.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're in the Houston area, go check them out.
So I have Saturday, the ACW on January 10th, Aces Dungeon January 12th in Victoria.
Mikey Sparkles.
Mikey Sparkle's Fearless event is going to be in Beaumont, and
Okay.
No Ring No Masters 3 for local wrestling. That's going to be my home promotion out there here in Houston.
Hey, you forgot about the other one.
Which other one?
The one I'm gonna promote when it's my turn. Go ahead, continue. You
Oh,
can't
sorry.
just single that out, sir.
I wasn't done yet, fool. Now I'm done.
That's why I said it. Anyways, On Instagram, I just changed my name as well, Jgrimm361. TikTok, I believe I'm the same thing. No, I'm actually under J Screams, which is my stage name still. Then Facebook, you can find me at Jeremy Salinas Hadagi. I have 2 Facebooks. Add me on the one with my middle name, please. Um, and also keep an eye for a brand new company coming out very, very soon. March 1st will be our very first show here in Houston, Texas.
Nice.
Live at the dojo.
Evolution Dojo.
Evolution Dojo is where they train our guys,
Okay.
believe it or not. So consider it like the PC for WWE, but our version.
Yep.
We're going to be doing our debut show here in Houston at the dojo. And the name of the show is Burning Bridges because we are burning bridges with the other company.
Okay.
So I felt like that's just the perfect name.
Yeah.
And I will be throwing shots, so I don't care if y'all like it or not. Controversy creates money. That's why this man has a successful
Or what was the
podcast.
thing that Eric Bischoff said? Controversy creates cash.
Exactly. I mean, how true is that statement?
Yeah. It's, facts.
And then also you can follow me on YouTube at same J Screams, and as well keep an eye out on the All Content Entertainment Facebook page because that will be changing very, very soon to our new brands, and I will let y'all know. It's gonna be fucking y'all ain't ready. It's gonna not just be wrestling. It's gonna be wrestling, boxing, and MMA.
Dang, that's pretty cool.
So
That's gonna be sick.
yeah.
Well, guys, go check them out. Go check all their other. Go check them out on all their, social medias. Go subscribe to their YouTube channel, and definitely go see them live, and go say hi to them. Say where you saw it. If you saw it here, tell them, hey, I saw
I'll
you in
tell to fuck
Conversation.
off. I'm gonna tell you to fuck off.
You're not my presence. Get away.
There you go. With that, guys, peace out.